Have you ever had a little voice in your head wondering if maybe, just maybe, you're a bit of a genius? Well, today we're going to dive into 10 signs that might just prove that voice right. Some of these are pretty surprising, a few are even a little weird, but they could totally change how you see yourself. So let's get right into it.
First things first, let's just bust a huge myth right now. Being a genius isn't about getting a perfect score on every single test. Not at all. It's really about the way your mind works, that complex, super curious engine in your head that sees the world a little differently. We're talking about the journey, the process, not just the final grade.
And that, of course, leads us to the big question of the day. Are you secretly a genius? As we run through these 10 signs, kind of keep a mental checklist. See how many of these really describe you. I think you might be surprised by the answer. All right, let's kick things off with some pretty unconventional habits. These are traits that, on the surface, you probably wouldn't connect with intelligence. But surprisingly, they pop up all the time with super smart people. Starting our countdown at number 10. Are you a total night owl? For a lot of brilliant people, the world gets quiet at night, and that's when their thoughts get the loudest. It's not that they're trying to avoid sleep, it's just that their brain is so fired up it refuses to switch off. Just think about Nikola Tesla or Leonardo da Vinci. They were famous for getting their best work done in those late, quiet hours. Okay, coming in at number 9 is one that's going to sound totally backward: laziness. But hang on, we're not talking about a lack of motivation here. This is all about a deep-down drive for efficiency. It's that instinct to find the smartest, fastest, and most elegant shortcut to solve a problem. And there's some real science to this. Your brain is an absolute energy hog. It uses about 20% of your body's total power. So if you have a highly active mind, it's burning even more fuel, which can make you feel tired. This isn't just about wanting a nap. It's your brain being smart and saving its energy for the big stuff that really counts. At number 8, let's talk about the brain's reward system. People with high intelligence often have a really high sensitivity to dopamine. That's the chemical that makes you feel good. This can look like a lot of different things, like diving headfirst into a new hobby, having this insatiable passion for learning, or, even getting totally lost scrolling on your phone for hours.
Okay, so we've talked about some outward habits. Now, let's switch gears and take a peek inside the mind itself. These next signs are all about what it feels like to have a highly intelligent brain.
Coming in hot at number 7 is a preference for spending time alone. And listen, this isn't about being antisocial. It's about having such a rich, busy inner world that you actually need that quiet time to sort through all your thoughts. In fact, research shows a link between high intelligence and feeling more satisfied with a less social life.
Number 6, the busy brain at bedtime. Does this sound familiar? Your head hits the pillow and bam, your mind decides it's the perfect time to start racing. That might not just be stress. It could actually be your brain doing what it does best, processing everything from the day and running simulations of the future. It's kind of like a mental dress rehearsal for whatever's coming next.
Number 5 is a deep craving for novelty. It's that constant pull toward new information, new experiences, new ideas. It's exactly why the internet is so addictive, right? Every single click is a potential new discovery. And this isn't just about getting distracted easily. It's a fundamental need to constantly learn and grow. And that leads us perfectly to number 4, an intensely curious nature. We're talking about more than just a casual interest in things. This is a powerful, deep-seated need to understand how everything works. This trait is tied to a highly plastic brain, one that's just constantly building new connections and hunting for new information. Okay, at number 3, we've got a habit that might seem a little odd, but it's talking to yourself. Yeah, seriously. It's actually an incredibly powerful tool for organizing your thoughts. When you say your ideas out loud, you're creating this little feedback loop that helps you untangle your thinking and work through really complex problems. All right, now we are heading into some of the most surprising and, let's be honest, controversial signs on our list: actual physical traits. These are definitely the most debated, but they're just too interesting to skip. Our second to last sign is one that might have you running to the nearest mirror. It's a physical trait that some studies have actually linked to a specific type of intelligence. It's blue eyes. Now, this is a claim that's been bouncing around for a while. Some studies suggest there's a connection between eye color and strategic thinking. It's a really fascinating idea, but it's also definitely far from settled science. Still, kind of makes you think, doesn't it? And now, for the number one most surprising and, frankly, most bizarre claim about the physical signs of a genius. According to our source material, it is a white half-moon mark on your right thumb. And here's where things get really, really weird. The source claims this is a sign of high intelligence and is found more in the thumb of the people of the eastern countries like America, Canada, Mexico. Yeah, you heard that right. Obviously, that geography doesn't exactly line up, which just proves that not all signs of genius are created equal. So we've covered a ton of ground, from the psychological all the way to the, let's just call it less than scientific. Now it's time to bring it all back home to you. Just take a second and think back. How many of those traits really sounded like you? Did any of them catch you by surprise? Because in the end, whether you're a blue-eyed night owl who talks to yourself or not, the real takeaway is this. Genius isn't some label you have to earn. It's just a way of being in the world. It's about your curiosity, your creativity, and having the courage to be perfectly, unapologetically yourself, all quirks included.